My association with e-vehicle is that I haven't even driven one.
Can you leave now, please?
So I will be today here just to speak about the China market and its potential, because I did, over the recent visit to China, spoke to the e-vehicles designer manufacturers and R&D people on the market, and it intrigued me. Last time I was invited to speak in your conference, I thrown the spanner into the audience by asking why are we not seeing enough British companies working to tap into the Chinese market. So if all of you are now working with China market, then you can shut me down. I don't have to speak anymore. But I'm not going to give you a comprehensive statistic analysis about how big the China market is, how great investment potential it is, or how much money they are pouring into the e-vehicle, because I'm pretty sure many of you know better than I do, as I heard earlier on one of the speakers already doing quite a lot of work with China. But there are a couple of questions that intrigued me during my visit, but also through my visit, I also brought back some of the requests from the Chinese companies. They are seeking to work with British e-vehicle sectors. My day job, I advised the British Chambers of Commerce on China market, and I run a service called Link2China. It's a business matchmaking service between UK and China. So we do shuttle all the business idea and projects and proposals backward and forward between China and the UK. I only came back into this country on Tuesday. So if I fall into sleep because the jet lag, excuse me. I'd like to emphasize a few things. One is, I think e-vehicle in China is certainly much well supported in terms of the national government policy. We all heard from the press about the 12 5-year national business plan of China, in which it identifies 7 key emerging sectors that it will put money in to support, and one of which is e-vehicles. The published figure for the investments by the Chinese central government is that between 2011 and 2020, they would spend from the central government £10 billion on supporting e-vehicle industries, which work out about £1 billion per year. And that doesn't include the money that local governments, provincial governments will invest in, purely just the central government funding. Many told us that this year China will be put into the market about 1 million e-vehicles on the street. We're still about 5 months away from the end of the year. I don't know if they're going to fulfill the target. So that is one important figure to mention. The other important figure to mention is the numbers of investment China is spending on the electric vehicles batteries, because we all know that China only have one very significant scale of e-vehicle manufacturers, BYD, and with that scale, which I think makes up about 3/4 of the top quality Chinese e-vehicle batteries, they're not selling anyone to anybody else because they don't have enough for themselves. And that's one intriguing question I have for yourself. If e-vehicle battery is the bottleneck for the Chinese e-vehicle industries, and if we have so many fantastic technology companies on show today, and obviously many haven't been on show today, can we not take the opportunities? Because I have one request from the second largest Chinese battery manufacturer in Guangdong province, who are asking if anybody who wants to work with them on e-vehicle batteries, because they will be embraced with their open arm. So that is a live request or live lead for somebody who wants to work in that area. The second request that being sent my way is a local R&D institute who are doing research on e-vehicles, set up by one of the universities in southern China with a local government. I went to visit them, talk to them. They are very, very hungry to work with UK and, in fact, Western technology companies on anything on e-vehicle technologies. And I've been told that the funding level from the local government matched with central government funding could be amount to £10 million if a sizable consortium is put together for a very clear purpose-driven research project. And that's on R&D alone. And again, this is a live request from a Chinese R&D institution on e-vehicles. I also have many requests from local Chinese government who are setting initiative to support e-vehicle industries. As I mentioned, the central government set up the e-vehicle industry as one of the 7 key emerging new technology sectors they want to put money in. Local governments all follow suit and set budget aside. But it seemed to me the availability of technologies that those local governments can put their hands on, or the kind of project that their local companies are working with British companies, seem to be in short supply. To tell you a story, I went to visit one location last December. Then it was reported in the local news that I was there to look at the possibility of e-vehicle cooperation between China and the UK. Then I talked to one UK company. We almost hit it off, but then they have some internal issues, so we haven't done anything until April this year. I was in Beijing. I wasn't going to go down south because I didn't have time. A local chairman of the Chamber of Commerce in that city took a whole team from the city through 2,000 miles up to Beijing to have a meeting to talk about how they can follow it up. Again, it got reported in the news. Then 2 weeks later, I got an email from another city government to say, you know, we do better than that city. Would you come to us? I don't know. It intrigued me. So if there is so many money out there, and it's been stated beyond doubt that China has the largest market in terms of e-vehicles. China has the largest production of e-vehicles in the world, and China has the largest available pot of money to invest. Where's the bottleneck? Is it technologies, or is it the willingness of our companies to go out there to work with them? There is a lot of money about to pay for R&D. I went to see one company in the southeast, car maker, who I said to them that there was a British consortium, and it is true, it is a British consortium, who can actually turn your existing model into e-vehicle model version and had it tested and put on the road of the UK and European market. And they asked how much it's going to cost us. I said the quoted figure is probably a few £1 million. They said no problem. Without bargaining, just invite them over and we talk details. And they've been chasing me about when is the company coming over. Again, this is a live request because so far we haven't been able to send that team down to China because the company in question from the UK hasn't been able to do that. All of these requests from China help me to probably draw a conclusion somehow that the bottleneck probably rests with the UK companies here. Either we don't have the willingness to go to China, or we don't know those opportunity exists, or we're just incapable of getting there and grab those opportunities and getting us paid by using those technologies to work in the Chinese market. Listen to the presentations earlier on. I thought there are quite a few interesting things. Although I don't understand them 100%, I thought that those projects possibly would have a easy life. I wish I had invited those Chinese government officers here with the real dragon stamp money on the desk, and they probably would snatch a couple of them up. So here's the my conclusion here. The Link2China business matchmaking services is happy to provide a service if anybody who are interested in the China market want to take up any of those opportunities I described earlier on, or in fact, any other opportunities you think your technologies may have a potential in the Chinese market, then speak to me. Thank you.